Roundglass is going to help our people here to get into better infrastructure. We've created a group of kids who will be coached from now onwards, and it might widen.
You need different techniques, and adaptability is the key in professional golf.
Sunny coming into golf and taking it on. I think there's nothing could have been better than that.
I take an input from sir and ask you this thing: talent versus tech versus coaching. How do you think, I mean, as a pro, as a golfer, not as a somebody who's still learning? You are a pro, you are going out and trying to win.
I'd say we'll start with talent first. I think talent is a myth. It's all discipline. At the end of the day, when you're young and you like a sport, I think for any kid, it's very important to play all sports first of all. And then the kid takes a liking to a certain sport. For me, I used to play all sports as a kid. I used to love basketball. I used to love football. And then golf came in. I loved playing golf. I wanted to go every day after school. I don't know if I was talented or not, but I took a genuine liking to the game. I wanted to go to the golf course every day. And then, the discipline part came in later when I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I think discipline is what separates very, very good players from average ones, because, talent can only take you to a certain point. And we've heard this saying so many times that talent can only take you to a certain point. Discipline is what takes you further. So I'd say talent is very overrated. So let's leave talent aside. It's more, especially in a game like golf where there's so much longevity, you can play for so long, you have to be very, very disciplined, keep to certain things. And coming to coaching, I'd relate this point with coaching, where sir is a very old school coach. That's one of the reasons why we've stayed together for so long, because when you're playing on the golf course in the heat of the moment, it's not a tech machine. That's not going to tell you what's wrong with your swing. It's your own ability and own subconscious mind and your muscle memory that will help you during those tough times when you're playing under tough conditions. That's where this style of coaching really helps. When everything is feel, everything is in the hand, you know exactly why a shot has gone a certain way. Even if your swing isn't working, you don't disintegrate on the golf course. You know exactly how to bring it back, or maybe change your technique midway through the round to save yourself and save shots. It's a very old school way of playing, and I'd say even the good players right now, if you look at the top players, everyone knows Tiger Woods. And everyone sees his discipline part and how much he worked out, how perfect his swing was, but people don't understand how feel-based he was. There were certain things he would do every day because he wanted to maintain that feel throughout his career. And so many times that's why he was special, because he would hit it in very, very bad places in a round and still recover so well. And people could not figure out how he was doing that, because he would practice every shot, all feel-based shots that you won't really practice necessarily when you have a machine in front of you. You just keep hitting like a robot and keep hitting straight and keep getting your numbers. But this is feel-based shots. These are, and this is what a coach like Jesse sir would inculcate in you from a very young age, that you have to see the ball fly and understand how it works. So now talent, coaching and tech, if I compare all of it, I think all of it is needed. Talent, I think, is overrated to say. It's more discipline. Coaching, being old school, is very important. Some of the best coaches in the world are old coaches who have coached for 20, 30, 40 years, who understand what the innate subconscious mind can do and what the feel of a player can do. So you would agree with this. And then tech is very helpful also. You can't totally leave tech. In today's day and age, in every sport, tech is very important. You have technology in fitness, in what you're eating, in nutrition, and in the sport itself. I think it's very important, but you have to be very, very careful that you don't go down that route fully and totally get dependent on machines. You have to have your ability intact of going and playing, and not like I use a TrackMan. TrackMan is a device that you keep behind and you keep hitting shots when you're on the range. It tells you every number there is about the ball, spin rate, how much it flies, what the wind conditions are, how much the ball would go. I use it as a gauge at the start of the week to see, okay, is it matching up to my feel? If I'm hitting a shot with the pitching wedge, it's going 140 yards. If I'm feeling 140, is the machine saying 140, or is my feel off? Just to match the two things. And once Monday is done, I barely use it, because now everything is there. I just have to now trust my feels.
So, what do you describe talent? Talent, some people would say it's eye-hand coordination or somebody's ability to do something like that, right? I think it's a package of, sure, we need eye-hand coordination, which is a basic level, which a sportsman who can go from one game to the other has. he has an ability to move from one game to the other. He's got that spatial awareness. He's got that eye-hand coordination. There's more of the personality now which comes in the golf thing, that how is a player, it's a game where the ball is stationary. So whatever is happening between the 2 ears. It's happening in your head. It's like in a football thing. If you talk about a penalty shootout, that's where it becomes similar to golf. What's going on in that guy's head, it's the most difficult part of that game, probably the penalty shootout, right? So it's the same. I mean, it's more about the personality. So it's like EQ is the emotional control a player has, more than the mental ability of what people think is good thinking. It's also how to control your emotion. It's the ability to bounce back. It's ability to be open to learning. Some people get very closed. They're not open to change. They're not open to learning. I mean, these are traits which I've seen in Shubhankar, that he's been open to lots of stuff, trusting that if you tell him to do something, he would do it, right? Then we experiment and we see if the outcome's not good. We are willing to change. Like I'm willing to change another way of trying to do something. So it's very, you can't pinpoint one thing, but talent, yes, there is talent. There is something called talent which may be able to adjust. So what normally happens in golf is we are practicing from a flat surface. It's a perfect lie, perfect thing. You go to the golf course and it suddenly is not the same flat surface. Now, how is that player suddenly adjusting to all that when he has not practiced that kind of shot? There is a talent in that, right? There is a talent where his spatial awareness is making him understand that the ball is going to come out in this particular way from this lie or whatever it is. You can't teach these things. They are something which you can't even coach them, because we don't have all those facilities, or we never had them on a range to make people understand how to play that kind of thing, right? We haven't taught people really on a range how to hit from a rough. But they go to the golf course and they figure it out. So this ability is something which is, you can put it in the word talent. It is part of it, but again, it's very difficult to define what somebody understands the word talent. So it's the ability to do all this stuff, ability to be in control of yourself. You think well, you are calm, all the stuff which yoga and meditation and everything builds into the same system.
But do you think you see this as a in a kid when he or she is practicing with you learning, just join that?
No, you see some traits, you see some positive traits, and part of your coaching is to try and make him aware or her aware of what else is required apart from just the golf swing. So you do see lots of positives, and you know that some people as they mature will learn these things. You know, it's not just that you learn it as a kid. You will learn, you mature well into that. In Shubhankar, I remember the time when we went to the Masters. It was the first time where I heard him speak. I heard him speak when he won his tournament in South Africa and Malaysia. But really, the way he spoke was a maturity well beyond his years, right? So that's something which is, it just happens. How do you teach this kind of stuff? It's just something which he's built from his personality. And there are other players also who have similar, may not be the same level, but they are people who have matured early in life, and they are smart enough to understand what is required in this game.
I think golf also kind of makes you that way.
It does.
It makes you very old very quickly in a good way, because you have to really think a lot. It's not just going and beating balls, hitting a lot of shots. Like Sir said, to have the ability to adapt, you have to really go inwards and understand, okay, you have to become one with yourself to be able to, have that variable intact. Now every other variable is changing, and now you can apply yourself properly. So from a very young age to perform, you have to think. And all the good players in the world are very, very good thinkers at a very young age. They are able to control their emotions and do everything.
So a lot of the other games are reactive sports. Huh? There's a ball coming at you, you react, you split second decision. It's not too much analysis, and it's more of a reactive sport. Well, golf is completely different, right? And every condition, you may have the same thing tomorrow, the same condition, and you may do it something differently because you see something different at that time. So it's very different, and it's like when we say the word intuition, the more you practice, the more you are building memories of stuff into your head, and intuitively you pull it out at that moment when you need to pull it out. And some people don't trust themselves at that time. They're not able to, there's like a second voice in their head saying, no, what if it goes there, what if it goes there? And that's when they don't play well. If they can just respond with intuitive thing, because they've already done that stuff before, they will play better that time. So golf is very intuitive, very stored memory, very this thing, and lots of practice, which, your experience. Every year you go out, you've learned something new, you've learned different conditions, and that's coming into your intuitiveness, right? It's your memory bank.
If I summarize, this includes discipline of mindset, adaptability, you mentioned, and of course, knowing your game better each and every time you are out there. So if I ask each one of you, what are the 3 things that every golfer should have, what will you say this season?
Discipline means the ability to get out there to be able to get better. It's just knowing that you have to get better. You have to have a plan. You have to have an understanding. You have to work on it. You have to keep at it and keep that learning process going. You have to have emotional control. You have to have motivation, right? You have to have a hunger to get somewhere. I mean, there are lots of people who don't have some of these things. And you have to dream really big. That's what I think you do.
Agreed. Sir has pretty much summarized all I wanted to say. All the words that were coming in my head, he just kept saying it. But, hunger and passion, those 2 things, hunger to get better every day. And for that, the prerequisite has to be that you have to dream big. There are so many players in India also who I see who have so much talent, but they've done well on the Indian circuit, but they don't really want to go outside because it's, you're going out of your comfort zone. It's an individual sport. It's not a team sport where, you represent India, for example, in cricket. And, BCCI will take care of everything. You just have to board the flight, get to the hotel, food, everything is taken care of. When you're going individually, you're traveling in 1 week in a country, then another country, then another country. So you're basically living out of a suitcase. So being out of your comfort zone, you have to be really passionate and wanting to learn and have the hunger that I really want to go and prove myself outside and win. If you don't have all of that and you are kind of happy doing well here, making a decent living, then you're never going to play with the best players in the world. And that's why it's a struggle coming out of India, because we have to battle so many things first. And that's why we come back to the academy, where if you have that one thing set up here already, you're like, okay, if I spend 2 weeks here practicing with my coach, I'm practicing in the best facility possible. Now I can go anywhere and adapt much quicker than I used to before because the conditions are so much better. So, passion and hunger, very, very important. Discipline is important. But I think if you have those 3 things, you find, or the other qualities just come to you, like the universe just gathers other things that are needed for you to become a player. And now you're seeing that in India. So many of these kids are coming.
In that dream big part, credit to Shubhankar's father. Sometimes even we guys sort of stall a little bit in the dreaming big thing. He really dreams big. He gave up his job to just make sure that Shubhankar gets into good coaching. He moved to Chandigarh. He left the army. It's all because he dreamt big, that he dreamt that Shubhankar could get somewhere, right? And a lot of people, when they think of going abroad, think that it's going to be very expensive, all that. Whatever he did, he catered for all that, and Shubhankar made it decently big early in life, but it could have taken time. And I think the vision is a lot from, Shubhankar is his own personal dream, but even his father has done a lot in that dreaming big business, because I think he's been pushing, not pushing in the negative way, but wanting us to get further, get ahead, go up the ladder a little more. And that's something which I give him a lot of credit to.
No, but apart from what they said, actually, this just has been kind, he's been equally part of the story. So, if you leave aside talent is the start point, is the bedrock, there's no doubt. So, I have an advantage of listening them before first. So I think that it might be the first thing which a guy should have is, the fire in the belly. You have a talent, you have a facilities, you have everything. Then if you don't have a fire in the belly, if you don't want to really go and do it, you want to kill it, then it will not happen. The golf is a sport which is calmer, business, but still you have to go and make it. Till the time you go and you feel I'm going to kill this time, it's not going to happen. So this is to me number one, the desire, the fire in the belly is very important. Number one, the ecosystem, the player, the ecosystem. Shubhankar Sharma, Mr. Grewal, Gurbaz Man, his father, the unspoken hero, mother and sister, everyone around him. Unless they all get together, get around him, he cannot go. No, player has to, any player, I'm not talking Shubhankar today, I'm talking any player. Player has to respect the ecosystem from where he's coming. If player does not respect his coach, his caddy, his fellow players, his parents, his friends, the people who have come through him, then his success may come, but it will go to short-lived. But he remembers all this. If he plays on those strengths and keep them intact with him, then way becomes much longer. and the supporters not to forget. Today, if Mr. Sunny is come up and supporting this game in a big way, and Shubhankar in a great way, this was a great support. Yesterday, Nike was there for 6 years with him. DLF supported him. Take Solutions supported him. Indorama supported him. There's a lot of people who came and supported him in his life. No, of course, he was good and people came out. There's no doubt. But there are so many good people. Everyone doesn't get support. You've got to be lucky. So you've got to be thankful. That gratitude has to be there. And the third thing, as you go on, though I see a lot of youngsters, a lot of bache and their parents, they start flying. Your feet have to be at ground at every level. I see today, even I meet some children on a day-to-day basis. Someone wins on a local tournament, and Instagram is flooded. Someone wins on this, and this is fine. Children level, these things are memories are shared, and that is fine. But parents join in a big way, and the people start walking like this, and parents are not able to see their children, their attitude is changing. That is not good in the long term. Both children and parents. I would say parent first and children, because parents start flying earlier. I'm saying especially a sport like game, golf. So you got to be careful. You got to be feet on the ground at any level of reach. Till the time you're playing, if you're humble, if you're sober, you go a long way.